It's nepotism or whatever.
Yeah. There's nothing he had given you that is tangible to, oh, that would rub me the wrong way. Okay?
Well,
go ahead.
Some people didn't like his legendary stuff at the draft.
Yeah,
some people
that was a
didn't
big
like
deal.
how bombastic he was when the draft was going on. Some people have not liked comments since then. Now, listen, I think a lot of that hate is overblown because we see athletes make missteps all the time, especially young ones. You're never going to be exactly perfectly media trained. And he is a big figure. He's a big star, so he's acting accordingly. But that does rub some people the wrong way.
The speeding tickets, too.
The speeding tickets.
So, yesterday, Shedeur spoke to ESPN Cleveland and had this to say about where he is right now as an NFL quarterback in comparison to others.
Everybody expect me perspective, so that's not nothing in my place to answer. That's nothing I can't not answer, but I know for sure I'm not. I know if you see the quarterback play in the league right now, I know I'm capable of doing better than that.
This is tough. I'm not suggesting he's wrong.
You're not?
Well,
You're the best quarterback on your own team, buddy.
Hold on. I'm saying I'm not suggesting he's wrong. I'm not saying he's wrong in that maybe he is going to be better or could play better than other quarterbacks around the league. Here's the problem to what you just said. He's at best the third string quarterback on the Cleveland Browns, who are not a quarterback heavy team. This is not Montana, Young, and Bono, right? This is not what this is. This is Flacco at 41, whatever he is, years old, Dylan Gabriel, a fellow rookie, and Bailey Zappi in the mix. Again, that's not a quarterback-rich team. I am rooting for Shedeur Sanders. I have no understanding as to why he felt the need to say this yesterday and put this out there, because unfortunately this fits into the narrative that people assumed about him that may not have been true, that he was going to be loud, a distraction, all this kind of stuff. How about being better than the quarterbacks in your own quarterback room versus around the league?
Well, he's not going to have an opportunity to show that he's better than those guys because he's not going to be out there playing.
But why? Why is he not playing?
I don't know why he's not playing. I have no idea. Only people that know that are the people in the Cleveland Browns organization, Kevin Stefanski, Andrew Berry, so on and so forth.
So you're not willing to go to the place of he's not playing because he's not as good as the other guys?
I'm not going to say that Shedeur Sanders is not capable of being better than Joe Flacco or Dylan Gabriel or some of these other quarterbacks that we've seen around the league. I'm not going to go there because we just haven't seen him play. We haven't seen him have the opportunity to play in meaningful games.
I know that the Browns are coming off a very big win over the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
But wouldn't it be advantageous for the Browns if Shedeur was better than Dylan Gabriel and Joe Flacco to have him out there? They are not competing for a Super Bowl. They are trying to figure out who their starting quarterback is going to be moving forward.
No doubt.
And if Shedeur Sanders had shown them signs that he was the guy, wouldn't they have gone that route? I mean, look what the Giants are doing with Jackson Dart. They're like, hey, maybe he's not ready, but he's got to be the future, so we got to throw him out there. Wouldn't Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski want to give Shedeur the keys to the car if they thought that he was the one that was inevitably going to drive it?
You would think that, Smalls, but what did I just get done saying about Jalen Hurts in comparison to other players, other coaches, other people around the NFL? Everybody wants to win, but they want to win their way. They signed Joe Flacco this offseason as a part of their quarterback plan. They drafted Dylan Gabriel before Shedeur Sanders as a part of their quarterback plan. Everybody wants to be right with the decision-making that they have. So I don't know that the Cleveland Browns are sitting here saying, you know what, we're going to let it be a true meritocracy and play the best guy in terms of giving us a chance to win. I don't know that to be the case. They're certainly not doing what we all think they should do, which is play the young guys. There's no value, as far as I'm concerned, in letting Joe Flacco be the starting quarterback over Dylan Gabriel and or Shedeur Sanders.
Even if he puts them in a better position to win games?
I mean, if the Ravens fall to 1-3
here's the thing. It's a thing that nobody will ever be able to prove if they can't see him. So how will we know that Shedeur Sanders does or does not put them in a better position to win games? I guess the whole point around the Shedeur conversation is this, though. I don't have a problem with him saying what he said because I want the guy to be confident.
Oh, I have a problem with that.
I don't have a problem with him saying, I think I can be better than some of the quarterbacks that are around the league playing. You have to be confident, especially at that position,
But you don't have
in
to
order
say
to
it.
have success.
Yeah, but you don't have to denigrate others to big up yourself, especially when you're the third-string quarterback on the Cleveland Browns.
Who is he denigrating?
When he's saying, look around at some of the quarterback play across the league, I could play better than that, he's saying,
I believe that I'm capable. I said I know I'm capable of doing better than that.
Right.
That he should feel that way. He didn't say anybody out by name.
Well, he said the first two quarterbacks on his team. I mean, how do you not take it that way?
You said he said the first two quarterbacks
say
on
it
his
by
team?
name.
No, he didn't say anybody.
Right,
What are you talking about?
But here's the problem with this. That
Let's not make out the comments to say something that he didn't say.
He's
so let's be
saying-
clear. The quote is, if you see the quarterback play in the league right now, I know I'm capable of doing better than that. That's what his quote
right.
was.
And to me, that's intimating that you're seeing subpar quarterback play.
And where is that?
And
we are seeing subpar quarterback. We haven't
Right.
seen subpar quarterback play through
we
the first
certainly
3
have,
weeks.
but that is a very bold statement for someone who is a third-string quarterback on the Cleveland Browns to say. There's a way to say, I believe that I'm capable of being a starting quarterback in this league without pointing out other play that you're seeing. I don't know. I just thought that it was a little. What does Nuno say? It's a step you don't cross. I thought it was very bold of him to say that based on his position currently in the
But
NFL.
hasn't the criticism around Shedeur Sanders been bold? Haven't everybody, a lot of people have been going out of their way to character assassinate this young man. People have been super critical of this guy because they don't like the Deion angle. They've been doing this for years. So for him to come out and say, yeah, I know I'm third string, but I'm capable of playing better than some of the quarterbacks around this league that you're seeing. I just haven't gotten my opportunity. I have zero problem with this dude saying that because the majority of the players in the NFL feel that way. Whether or not it's true remains to be seen. We won't know that until he gets his opportunity. But I don't think it's fair.
best rankings this week.
Bad.
They were up there.
The teams that go in looking good and come out looking poor. Yeah, I think they're not trying to.
Are we going to continue to update the hot mess rankings? 'Cause
Not up to me.
kinda
I
dig
will,
it.
but-
I like
kinda
it,
dig
too.
it.
Yeah, I have no problem doing it.
Okay.
It's up to Vegas East if they
Yeah.
want to continue.
It's not up to me. Are you into it? We'll do it. Like
Of
you said,
course, I'll do it.
It was a good thing we
Yeah,
did.
of course I'll do it.
Then we'll do it.
Okay, great.
You did a good thing. So,
Wow.
I just want to make sure
complimentary, and I'm
we
really-
have to be
I'm
clear.
feeling it.
We have to be clear on what it is because this is where it gets into that weird gray area. How I define the hot mess is someone looking good going in and looking bad on the other way out, right? On the way out. Because your Giants aren't a hot mess to me.
yeah, but it can go from bad to worse.
Okay, now here's
can
where
go
they
from
The
bad to
Dolphins
worse.
were on the list, right?
our buddy Peter Schrager, who we love, had them as a wild card team this year. So there was some belief. There was some belief that they could be good.
Yeah, I don't know what Shregs was on that day.
Well,
You know what? It's one of those
yeah, I
like,
don't-
let me throw a one bold, like super bold take out there. We all do that.
Well,
Super Bowl. I said Aaron Rodgers would be the MVP.
Had the third shortest odds to be the first coach fired this season. It ain't like we didn't see this coming.
well, okay. Here's
We knew
where
they were going to be bad. We just didn't know how bad.
Right.
here's where it's interesting. I cannot believe I'm leading into this saying this. It's not off the table for the Ravens and the Chiefs to be considered for the hot mess list.
Ooh.
I mean, if one of these teams this weekend is going to fall to 1-3, barring a tie, okay? And if there are things that all of a sudden become dramatic around it, where you have comments post-game, well, we're clearly not good at this, or this person's doing that, where you have the infighting, or maybe you have a coach, not head coach, but like what the Falcons did, wide receiver coach gets fired.
Well, have we not already seen that? Travis Kelce and Andy Reid going at it on the sidelines?
Sure.
I know we've seen that in the Super Bowl. It's not the first time we've seen those two get in one another's faces. And Andy Reid, of course, tried to temper that down post-game, talking about Travis Kelce's intensity. But we're seeing their frustrations in real time. We're seeing the hot mess play out.
There are cracks. It doesn't look as good as it once did.
So does the regular
falls to the
season now
Ravens?
matter for the Chiefs?
Yes,
Wow.
we're at that point now. The Kansas City Chiefs don't look good.
No.
The defense is giving the offense runway, but it doesn't feel like the offense is making any progress. And I know everybody is waiting on Xavier Worthy and Rashee Rice to get back before they make their final assessment of what they think this iteration of the Kansas City Chiefs will be. I just don't know when Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy turned into Jerry Rice and John Taylor.
Very fair.
I don't know when that happened. Everybody thinks these dudes are coming to save the day, and I don't know that they can save the bad that we've seen from Kansas City. Something looks off from this team. And I can't help but go back to what you said last year, Smalls, about the Kansas City Chiefs. The deep playoff runs, the cumulative effect of playing those high-intensity games late into the season, late into January and early February. In the Patrick Mahomes era of Chiefs football, Kansas City has played 9 more games than any other team during that span. That's 2 more months of football than anybody else. That catches up to you, and it feels like this is the season where it's finally going to come back to bite them, especially when you consider the competition in their division. So when we start talking about the hot mess rankings and one of these 2 teams
hovering,
leaving Arrowhead 1-3 this Sunday, I feel better about the Ravens being able to dig themselves out of that hole than Kansas City.
So if the Ravens win, it's a benison. It's a sign that positive things are coming.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Whereas with the Chiefs, even if they win the game, still cause for concern.
Yes.
It's a sign of goodwill. If the Ravens win, I think we'll be like, okay. Even though we don't feel great about the Chiefs, we'll think they're starting to turn the corner. Maybe the beginning of the season was the outlier. The Ravens will round into form and be the team we expected them to be.
Yeah, let me say this about this game on Sunday. I don't think the Chiefs can win this game. I think the Ravens have to lose this game. And I can't remember the last time I said that about a Patrick Mahomes-led team.
But the Ravens are also very capable of losing the game.
Exactly. Everybody can see a very real scenario where Baltimore puts it on the ground again, throws an interception, a turnover, gives up a big play on a busted coverage. Everybody can see the Ravens doing that. But I guess that's my point. It'll take that for Kansas City to win. Because that offense is not good. Defensively, they can hold people down. They do a decent enough job of that. But even still, there are some issues on the back end of that unit. So, again, I think for the first time in a long time, we have to pay close attention to what Kansas City does in the regular season. And it feels like they're the ones that need some help when it comes to beating the upper echelon teams. The upper echelon teams have to make mistakes in order for them to be able to have success and win those games.
I wonder if a second half Ravens lead is now in, you go to ESPN Bet, you live bet against them because they've blown so many second half leads. I wonder if there's money to be made on ESPN Bet betting against the Ravens with the lead in the second half, which is the weirdest thing to say because they have a 2-time MVP who could have been a 3-time MVP last year. So now when you look at this game, which unit are you more concerned with, the Chiefs offense or the Ravens defense?
The Chiefs offense, man. It has to be the Chiefs offense. Evan, they're one-dimensional. They can't run the football, and they have no downfield passing attack to speak of.
What happened to the running game? I loved Isaiah Pacheco. What happened to him?
It kind of limits what you can be.
But what happened to the running game? Isaiah Pacheco ran harder. And I'm not saying he doesn't run hard now, but like visually ran harder than any person in the league. Would like pummel people. What happened to that?
He's getting pummeled now.
Yeah, he's getting pummeled now.
That's my point.
But I thought their offensive line was better.
The offensive line is better when it comes to pass protection. That doesn't mean that they're moving people off the ball. And you still got Jawan Taylor, who's good for a penalty in every single half of football that he plays in. You still have some self-inflicted wounds. You still have mental errors. You still have drops. You have all of those things that are present. And these are impediments that Patrick Mahomes has to overcome on top of some talent deficiency issues. I just think it's too much to ask of him. And that's why, based on what I've seen the first 3 weeks of the season, I'm asking some serious questions about the front office of the Kansas City Chiefs taking the greatness of Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid for granted. It does not feel like they approach this season with the requisite urgency required in order to contend at the level that we're accustomed to seeing.
It's wild to think that the Ravens and the Chiefs, Sunday, 4:25 p.m. Eastern Time, even based on going into it, may not be the game.
40-yard line. Automatic first down.
Here's Edwards-Helaire, and he'll get about 5. Off the play fake, here's Mahomes. over the middle and intercepted. That's the linebacker, Fred Warner.
You know, Mike, I like the mindset of this offensive coordinator. He's saying, listen, I'm not looking to preserve this lead. I'm looking to extend my lead. Now, that aggressive play calling in this case led to the turnover. Now your defense has to take the field. Can they bail you out and keep this lead unchanged prior to their next possession?
Brock Purdy and the NFC champs back out to begin this next drive. And we show you some of the highlights, and there have been plenty to choose from. 3 touchdown passes and some other big-time throws as well. Certainly dialed in and on top of his game right throughout this one. 1st and 10 now from the 36. They'll motion the tight end, Thomas. Purdy on 1st down. He gets this one to Samuel. It's complete.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
Down. Purdy. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball, and he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
Chiefs offense ready to see what they can do. They'll do so with 1st and 10. Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. A whole lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete. Sky Moore, the intended receiver, and it'll lead to a 2nd down. They'll run it straight ahead with Pacheco. And he's taken down, but not until he gets to the 32-yard line. A pickup of 12 yards. 1st down, KC.
So as we take a look at the box score, Mike, you realize here, they got the lead. We're in the 2nd half, but they don't have a lot of rush yards. It's because they use the passing game to score points and establish the lead.